Hello and welcome to the InternView, a series focused on checking in and catching up with Actors Express's interns of the past, present, and future. I am Eliott Grenier, and I am a current Actors Express intern, and today I'm joined by our third guest. She was originally part of the 2014 Actors Express intern company. She's a teacher, an actor, and in several ways a survivor, Falashay Pearson. Hi, how are you?
Hi.
How did you originally get into theater?
So I was in third grade, actually, and I was in chorus. And my teacher asked me if I wanted to audition for the local performing arts high school because they were doing a production of Annie and they wanted tiny orphans. So I auditioned and there were so many girls there and they only picked 8 of us and I was one that was chosen. And so I was 9 when I did my first play, and it just kind of snowballed from there, honestly.
So from that growth, you got exposed to Actors Express. What was that like?
Lots of things happened in between. Um, One of them was I went to a performing arts high school in Orlando, Florida. And I then went to a conservatory, the theater school at DePaul University, for acting. And I did some shows in Chicago. I did a show off Broadway. And then I was going to move to Atlanta. I talked to a friend of mine who had moved here first. She also had gone to the theater school at DePaul, and she said that she had found it was kind of hard to get into the theater scene here. And so I was like, I wonder if there's another avenue. And so I started Googling like internships or whatever, that kind of stuff. So I literally came into the internship. I was like, it'll be built-in connections. I'll have connections built in. So I didn't actually move here until I got the internship, and then I moved.
Was that a challenge for you, or was that pretty natural?
So I don't think that the journey for me to get from Chicago to Atlanta was any particular challenge, except that I had to start driving.
So then what was the experience like for you? Were there some specific experiences that stick out to you from your experience as an intern?
Yeah, definitely the long hours. When I first moved here, I was staying with a cousin in Conyers, so I was very far away from the theater. So we'd be there all day, and then I have to drive back. I initially found it kind of hard to connect with everyone in the internship, just because I was one of the older people in my internship class, and I was also a more established actor, I think, in some respects, not totally for everyone, but like in some respects I was. And so for me, I felt like I was like, oh my gosh, I hope I didn't just like take a step back, to try to take a step forward. But I think at the end of the day, doing the internship was the best decision that I made, and especially since I was wanting to move here to Atlanta.
What was some of the best experiences that you had? Was it growing with your cohort and becoming a part of the team, or was there some other specific memories that were some highlights for you?
I was cast in 2 shows while in my internship. Marcus or the Secret of Sweet, and also Rent. And anybody that knows me knows that I always say that I'm an actor who can sing and not a singer who can act. So getting cast in Rent was like really super exciting for me, because I was like, I think this might be the only time that I'm going to be cast in a musical, and so I'm going to have more fun than everyone else. I did get very much more connected with my intern class. Actually, my roommate, who was just here, was in my year as well. So yeah, we lived together. So like, yeah, it was a challenge at first, but it came together.
Excellent. So in terms, like you said earlier, so you were commuting really far to get to the internship every day. What was the schedule like?
Yeah, so I had a job during the day, And when we were like in between shows, we would do classes. So we had an acting class, we had like a clown class, we had oh gosh, we had like a play reading class, and all these different classes on certain days of the week. So even on days when we were off, we were still there.
Right.
But those were great, and that was those classes were really nice, especially because it was fun. In our play reading class, we read a play that they the next year produced, and I wasn't fully a part of that production, but I did help in a little bit during that production. So it was really cool, to like see it from like page to stage.
You spend a lot of time working your butt off at the theater, working your day job, and then the program wraps up. What was that like for you?
That's funny. So my year, our program kind of got extended an extra week or two past our contract because Rent was doing so well that we had 2 extensions. And so with the first extension was still within our intern contract, but the second extension wasn't. And so as a company, we came together and we said, we will do this extension, but you have to pay us because no longer interns, technically. And so thankfully, we all stuck together in that, and we did get paid for that last week, and we did still have to take down the set, however. But we finished the internship, and we finished the extension on Rent and everything, and we did have like an end of the internship party at the same house that we had the beginning of the internship party. It was a scary thing to kind of be like, we would like money, please. But I think it made a lot of sense. And I'm glad that we all stuck together and were able to have that happen for us.
Did any of those experiences help you after your internship was over officially and you were now your own sort of freelancer professional?
Yes, definitely. I think for me, there was something that happened costume design wise with Marcus or the Secret of Sweet. And I felt really unheard by the costume designers. And so having that experience, I went into literally every future show that I've done since, making sure like I am a Black actor. My hair can do a lot of different things. My hair story needs to be part of my costume story. And so that is something that I continue to always advocate for myself, because I do feel like it gets left as an afterthought oftentimes. But when you're a Black girl, you cannot leave that to an afterthought. These braids, even like they cost a pretty penny, and it's like, who's gonna pay for it, and like all that kind of stuff. One thing that I advocated for during the internship actually was my first show that I understudied was Dangerous Liaisons, which was the first show of the season, and I was the only intern understudy. And usually with how the understudies work, I know you understand this, but like usually the whole cast is understudied.
Yeah.
But it was such a big cast, and some interns were already in the show, and then the ones who weren't in the show were on stage crew, so they were part of the show. I was the only one that was truly just an understudy, because the woman I was understudying had something going on with her eye and could have to call out at any point during the production. But because I was the only understudy, I was also the only backstage crew person.
Oh, no.
This was, of course, my introduction to this internship, of course, as well. I was doing the bar, the curtain speech, uh, 8 quick changes, the curtain speech, or I'm sorry, the bar again at intermission. All the costume stuff afterwards was supposed to be my responsibility. The stage manager came to me and said, "Hey, just so you know, you're going to have to do the laundry after the shows." That was my breaking point. I was like, I can handle doing all the curtain speeches. I can handle doing the bar. I can handle doing all the quick changes. I can handle doing all of this other stuff. I said, but I'm staying in Conyers, and this is a 3-hour show. So it's midnight before we're done, and it's 1 o'clock before this laundry is in the dryer. I was like, there's no way that I'm doing this alone. And so I fought really hard and advocated for myself, and that is how it started, that you would do laundry in pairs, and we had a schedule where we would switch off. And I don't care if anybody was upset with me that they had to stay and do laundry on days where they probably didn't have to, but I was like, there's no way I'm staying here this late by myself and then driving an hour away to get home. I was like, there's no way this is happening. So that is something I advocated for, and I think it's something that kind of stuck and is still the case in the internship, which
now we get into the now, closer to the now. So what was your journey then? What was the first break that you got on your own post internship?
Oh, that's so funny. So first thing post, I did a show called Veils with a company that no longer exists called New Origins Theater Company. And I got that show from the Unifieds. Yeah. So we did those like we were, I don't want to say required, but we were strongly encouraged. And after mine, I got an email to audition for Veils. I read the script. I really liked it. It was a 2-hander, so just two of us. And my minor in college was Arabic, and I got to speak a little Arabic, and so it was cool. I wouldn't call it a big break. I think I got a $50 stipend, and like, but it was nice because all of the people in my intern year all came, even though I told them not to come. They all came anyway, so that was really nice. But yeah, that was the very first thing that I did, and I got it from the Unifieds. And then after that, I think I had some personal family things happen, so I took a little time for myself, and then I did Crucible, and then I did Georgia McBride, and then I did Split in 3 at the Aurora. And I was when I was doing Georgia McBride, I was rehearsing for Split in 3 in the morning, in the daytime, and then doing Georgia McBride at night. And I was tired, but I was like, this is the dream. So I was like so excited. But yeah, so yeah, that's basically how the beginnings of, you know, my professional career here in Atlanta at least has started.
Excellent. And so kind of wrapping up here, what's your current project? You know, I see that you're teaching for, I know things are obviously crazy right now, especially in the theater world, but yeah. What are some things that you've been working on? You know, I know you also teach, right? You work for, I don't want to mispronounce another thing, Gyrotonic?
Yeah, so that you did actually pronounce it correctly. It's Gyrotonic. I teach Gyrotonic and Pilates at a Pilates studio in Buckhead. I have been doing that for 3 years now, and I started just working there at the front desk and fell in love with it and took the teacher training, and that's how that whole story began. But it was interesting because I didn't feel very far off from acting because I don't know if you went to a conservatory or a theater program or anything like that, but like one of the big things is movement, voice and speech, all that kind of stuff, connecting with your body. And so I found that to just be an extension of that. And I actually tried really, really, really hard. It never really came together, but I tried really, really, really hard to have a gyrotonic semi-private for just actors. Um, Never really stuck. It's okay. I'm not upset. I did get to use Shelly Delgado as my case study for Pilates, for my Pilates training. So that was very fun.
And I guess with that, we will wrap it up. Is there anything that you would like to say for parting words?
Yes, there's a couple things I want to say. First, speaking to having a career that's not exactly like acting based, I think that when you decide, when your heart decides that this is your life for the rest of your life, you can find other passions and have them fulfill you just as much, or maybe not as much, as acting, and make you money. So sure, I found a little bit of a love for gyrotonic and Pilates, and that is my day job that keeps the lights on, and that's wonderful. I also think that it's just very important to follow all your passions. And then my last thing is that, like, I feel wholeheartedly that some people, they get into acting because they want to be famous, or whatever. Who doesn't want to be a little famous? Everybody wants to be a little famous. But I think more importantly, if this is something that you feel like you want to do for the rest of your life, there's no amount of hardship that you can't overcome in the grand scheme of this whole business. This pandemic will one day be over, and we'll all be able to meet in the theater again. I took 1.5 years off of acting. I didn't feel like I missed anything, because I feel like I'm going to be doing this for the rest of my life. And so if you truly feel like that, don't ever feel guilty or bad because you didn't get that part, or you didn't get that show, or you didn't want to go to that audition because it didn't really speak to you as much. It's like you have to be true to yourself, and just know that it's always there. It's always there. So you don't have to ever let it go. It's just always there.
Thank you so much, Falashay. I appreciate you so much. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. You too. So nice to meet you. I want to give a shout out to Freddie Ashley, because I love you.